Alright, so welcome back. Today I'm going to be working on this lifelike Santa Fe GP38-2. So, with that out of the way, let's just get straight into it. So, just to show you what this unit does, I'll give the thing full power. And as we saw in the unboxing video, there's absolutely nothing out of this engine at all. So, we've got to figure out what's wrong and see if we can make this thing live again. Alright, so it is time to get to work on the thing. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually drop this drive truck off camera, because if you remember with the Bachmann unit, it was no fun to do that on camera, and it's just not going to be anything interesting to watch. So I'll come back once this truck has been separated from the frame. I just realized that for the past little clip, I had my microphone completely turned off, so you'll just get a little bit of background music of me taking this thing apart. But basically what I've done is I have taken off the brush plates. The blue one goes on the right. That's the most important thing to note. And I've just been disassembling this motor truck, which the springs and brushes both looked like they were in good shape, so that's not a concern of mine. Now we just got to carefully get the motor apart. And in all honesty, this motor, I'll bring it up close, it really doesn't look all that bad. There is a little dirt between the commutator plates, but I don't think that's anything that I'll have any issues cleaning up with my fiberglass pencil. But before that, I do want to clean out the rest of these trucks and all the gears and everything, because those seem a little less great. Alright, so now they're not all perfect, but I believe every single gear should be clean. So next up, I can use my new fiberglass pencil, and I can clean off this commutator, or at least attempt to. I used to have some of these, but I used them all up and just hadn't bought new ones in a very long time. And there, now that looks basically spotless. So now I'm going to do the same treatment for the brushes. I don't know how well it'll show up, but I'm just going to clean them a little bit. So now I think I can actually start putting everything for the motor truck back together, which that was actually pretty easy. So I'll start putting just a little bit of oil on everything. All right, now that all the gears and everything are back in here, and I need to give the motor bearing a little bit of oil. Almost forgot about that on both ends. Now that that's done, before I completely put the thing back together, I do need to give these wheels some traction tires because they were completely dry rotted before. You know what, just to make this a lot easier on me and make the video shorter, I'm just going to put the traction tires on off camera and then come back. Alright, the traction tires have now all been applied. There they are. So now I think I can start putting this whole thing back together completely, which I think I'm going to start with the brushes and springs and all that fun stuff. Alright, the front truck is back in the unit, so now I'm going to take another really brief break and then we will work on the rear truck. Alright, so onto the rear truck now, which this one, I've had issues sometimes with these clips wanting to break, so I'm just going to be careful with it. Both of those wires look to be soldered quite well. These contacts in here on both ends look pretty clean, so I don't think that's any sort of issue. I just think these wheels might be dirty, so all I'm going to try and do, because I'm pretty sure they're just oxidized, is I want to clean them up with a fiberglass pencil, see if that does much. I don't know how well you can see the difference, but this one looks significantly shinier on both ends than this one. So I'll just give the same treatment to this one and put a little bit of oil in that rear truck. And then we can go put on the shell, maybe not the same one we started with, and we can go test the thing out. Alright, so I'm gonna go grab my new shell, and we can throw that onto this thing and go test it out. Alright, so this right here is the new shell I'll be putting on the unit. This is, I believe, from a GP60. The shell is, again, not perfect, just like the original. It's got a little bit of damage here. The handrails on the back, if this thing wants to focus, are not perfect, but I believe it's significantly better than this shell. So I'm going to just throw this thing on. I don't even think I will need to use the engine cradle. I can probably just hold it and screw it into place. Alright, now let's go test this thing out. I'm not sure if it'll sound rough because the traction tires are a bit uneven, but if it does sound like it's got a cracked gear, that will be why. I did not get the traction tires on perfectly, but they should be significantly better than having nothing. So for now, let me just test the thing out. Alright, so I got the thing set up on the track, and just of note, I have learned that this is actually an earlier lifelike. It's still the same design, but it was made a little earlier, and supposedly these run a little louder. So we will see. And it really doesn't sound too bad. I can tell the traction tire is not perfect, but it's significantly better than I was expecting. So I think that is a success. So I want to thank you all for watching.